Part 2 of what you must know. It's mind-blowing and it's real. It's quantum physics. What you must know about your powers in the planet. This is part 2 because we talked about your power, and I'll briefly brush on that again, but we're going to talk about how it relates to the planet and what is possible, what can happen. You can participate in it. This is not a punishment. It's not the apocalypse. It's the start of an amazing era, and that means things fall off. They dissolve, they have to go away. They weren't working. That's a little uncomfortable. We can get through it because what's at the other side is amazing. We're going to talk about that right now. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an awesome life. This is not real. Hey, by the way, those of you having problems with my videos, the longer ones, halfway through are quitting, please clear your caching and your browser. And I know YouTube is probably not up to full speed either, because I know that they have programs they're loading. I've seen them appear the last few days. It's not happening to everybody. It is not censoring. YouTube wouldn't even let this be on the channel if they were going to do that. So let's not go into conspiracy theory mind. Let's talk about the planet. Part 1, we talked about real life stuff. Greg Braden, videos you must watch. This is where I get my information because he tests things out. These are real experiments, not just what he has observed, but many, many other scientists and people out there have proven that our DNA is unbelievably powerful. It's mission control. It's what is really powering everything here, in addition to our heart, which emanates electromagnetic field. But as far as our physical body goes, these are pieces that really connect us to an amazing power that communicates with everything. All right, so if you think about everything as a hologram and a program and everything, there has to be a way of communication within everything. Well, everything is one thing. It's like, here's my finger. It's part of me, but it's still a finger, and I don't really think about it when I move it. That's what's happening with every thought. Your DNA actually, as a positive thinking person, opens up, and it's beautiful, and it creates all kinds of amazing results. Your higher frequency, your immune system goes up, and you emanate something very positive and amazing that actually physically affects other people and their DNA. Now, we have free will. We get to make a choice. So that person that you send your blessings to, that you would like to heal, doesn't have to accept that. They can stay in negativity. I want you guys to watch this, because even in the comments after this video, every once in a while somebody say, yes, but the cabal, or yes, this, or yes. Watch that. You're going into negativity. Your DNA is going tightening up, and then you go into a lower frequency, and you are not connecting to the golden era. This is what's happening to the planet. The planet, yes, she is alive. Why does she allow us here? It was an arrangement. And she's not just one thing, right? Just like we're not just one thing. Where do we start and end? There's no such thing. But she is part of us, and she's also going through evolution, ascension, which means her frequency is changing. This is an actual fact. Her frequency has changed. Of course, it's going to affect all of us. The sun has gone through a cycle which is emanating an electromagnetic field right now, this year, that is affecting us. In fact, history has shown that when that happens, that there are crises and sort of, let's just say changes on the planet according to what's happening with the cycles of the planet, the sun, everything. Everything's energy, so everything does affect each other. So let's talk about astrology. And I've never been into that because I believe we have free will. But it's just like you and I. When I have a higher frequency and my DNA is uncoiled and open and beautiful, and I sit with you and I wish you blessings and healing, you are affected, and your DNA actually, this is proven, actually will change. Now, if you choose to go back into a negative thinking pattern, it'll coil back up, and you get to choose through free will not to accept those blessings or healing. The same thing is happening with this planet. Let's talk about astrology. So when everything's lining up, we feel the effects from all these things. all right? But we still get to choose what we do with it. So if I get, if my astrologist tells me, well, this is going to happen during this time, you're going to have relationship problems or whatever, I still, even though those things are aligned and I will experience them, still can choose a different result. Do not lose sight of that. That is an absolute fact. So when I talked about part 1, hopefully you guys got through that whole thing. I know people are having problems, but let's say you go through the whole thing, you're going to learn that experiments are showing that your actual beliefs and thoughts and focus changes the results. So if your astrologist tells you you're going to have money problems all year, you can change that. Maybe situations will arise for you and challenge you. So here's how I look at that. It's a challenge for me to overcome, for me to learn. This is coming for me in particular. There's no coincidences. The time and when I was born, the body I came into, all that is aligned so that one incident is like, here is a challenge. It's like any kind of game, right? The dragon pops out. Oh, what am I going to do about the dragon? Maybe he's friendly, maybe not. I have to have the key to the treasure chest. That was back there behind the tree, and that's how this works. So the challenge comes up. We have spent our whole lives, centuries, saying these things shouldn't happen. That's why we're here. Here's the challenge. Can I leap over the fence to get to the tree where it has the key to get to the treasure chest? This is it. So when the planet has a different frequency, when the sun has a different, electromagnetic field flaring off, we're affected. We're human beings, so we have a density that definitely is affected by this. Our DNA is changing, all this. We're evolving, we're ascending. Now you don't have to go. So there's going to be a whole group of people that are still watching the crap, believing it, getting caught, and that's a game. That's a game. And somebody said, well, don't we need to know this, or it's 5G? And I'm okay, all right. Christ walked on water and healed people from death, brought them back. Well, what do you think 5G is going to do if you have a super high frequency? It's going to have no effect on you. Now, you may not believe that. And if you don't believe it, then it will have an effect on you. And yes, we're affected by pollution and all kinds of things. I'm not denying all of that. But I'm telling you right now, the planet itself is transitioning. That is a fact. NASA has monitored the frequency of the planet. They are actually getting a different sound off of the planet than before. It reacts in advance to cataclysmic events. Did you know hours before 9/11, it spiked? Before 9/11. So there is something going on that we participate in that we don't even realize, but you have that power and it's time to start using it. So this video is about we are working with the planet now, which means we have been in opposition with it, abusing it, and all of its inhabitants. All the plants and animals, we've been in opposition. That is a low, dense frequency, and we can't go into awakening if we're acting that way. So as a collective, it's so important for the collective to let the stuff go. It's not bad to let the stuff go. It's going to take us into an era where we have respect for the planet, for the animals, for the food we eat. Have you ever seen Avatar? They ate meat, but they only took what they needed and they blessed it and they were thankful. There wasn't mass whatever abuse, and this we have to let that world go. So you as an individual must, if you choose to go into this golden era, you must raise your frequency. And that means you have to be cognizant of absolutely everything. You cannot have a negative thought. You have to stop those right now. You cannot be looking at negative stuff and taking it in, get caught up in it. You guys telling me you're feeling bad, and then you go back to it. McFly, that's your choice. Right, McFly? What's going to happen right now? We're going to have another phase. We're going to go through several stages. Stage 2 of what we're going through with this virus is now a realization, acceptance of we're here now, and this isn't going to go away overnight. But through our raising of our frequency, we'll raise the immune system of ourselves and each other. This is a fact. Those who choose not to accept it won't. They may get very ill and die. We don't die. Can you be okay with that? They're choosing a transition, and they're choosing which way they go. Some people say, I want out of here, and they're going to choose that method. Don't name anything good nor bad. So it's sort of funny. We're here suffering all the time. Oh, I hate it here. But then you go, we can't die. You know, it's like, why? It's amazing when you shed the body. What's the big deal? But we have a mission here. You are here to raise the frequency of the planet. You have a job. It's kicking in right now. If you do not do this, you will now go to the old earth. You will not go into the new earth. It's impossible. You cannot be on a dial on a radio trying to tune in classic and you keep hitting the rock and roll screaming station. Nothing wrong with rock and roll. I'm from Detroit, so I love rock and roll. But if you're tuning to rock and roll, you'll never hear the classic station. It's just that simple. You'll never see it. You'll never hear it. It won't be visible to you. It'll be visible and it will be a reality experienced by other people. We each get to create our own reality. If the planet goes down and you think that's what's happening, it doesn't mean it's happening for everybody. I know this is tough to comprehend. This is an actual fact. Scientists have proven that we have multiple dimensions and different realities, and that the same people looking at the exact same thing can have exactly opposite results based on what they expect, what they think, their beliefs. This is science now. I want you to take this all in and realize this planet and this world and this transition can be something really amazing and powerful for you. It can be. You get to choose. So, what are you going to do right now? Hopefully this video isn't too long. Oops, 12 minutes. Let's see if it'll play all the way through. I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to do like a series so that we don't have super long videos so that you guys aren't having those issues. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I have a Shift into Miracles webinar masterclass coming up, 3 hours. There's a discount code down here. If you go in the description, you can go in and take that class with me live. If you sign up for it, you'll get the replay. Everybody gets the replay unlimited for a year, no matter what. Whether you catch the live class or not, you get it. And then, of course, I'll have a masterclass posted after that, after the date. I'm telling you right now what we're going to do on that class is I'm going to teach you this. We're going to go through all this stuff. So I really drill it in that this is real stuff. This isn't woo-woo or theories. And then we're going to actually have an hour. The first 2 hours we're going to talk about this and switch you into a different way of thinking if you choose. And then the third hour, I'm going to work with you. And we're going to do real practices to show how you do this. How do you switch over? How do you switch your thoughts? What do you do with your body? How do you connect to the quantum field? What does that feel like? What's a practice that you can do every day? And we're going to talk about, getting in touch with the feeling, switching over, and get you into something freaking awesome, amazing. You're ready. You're ready now, okay? I love you. You're unconditionally loved. We're all just here. We're all amazing, perfect beings. We're having an experience. Don't let it get to you. Don't take it so damn seriously. Even death is not the final chapter. It's like, whew, on to the next adventure. And they're having so much fun. My dad visited me the other night. He's doing great. He's having a blast. I'm like, hey, you got the easy, I'm still here working this stuff out. Blessings to you, my friend. Health, wealth, abundance, peace, and awakening. Namaste.